Hi everyone. So I am doing the Don't Get Fired response video. The main thing that I want to talk about is something that I've experienced myself. So it's kind of a funny story just to kind of, I don't know, make things a little different. And something that is a don't get fired move. So, growing up, my parents always used to tell me, Riley, getting fired from a job is so serious, and even if it's the littlest job, it can affect all your other jobs, and I never once really thought, oh my gosh, they're right, because you don't listen to your parents, right? So, growing up, I'm not going to obviously list out all my jobs that I've had because I always had 4 part-time jobs or 3 part-time jobs at a time. I never was jobless, that's for sure. The first job I worked at, I truly worked at my hardest. And I feel like that goes along with the aspect of, your performance and how many people have gotten fired for poor performance. And another thing nowadays also that another problem was that I saw was like social problems almost. So like social networking and people being on their phones too much. And over the summer I worked at MBS, which was the factory for textbooks. And we were not allowed on our phone once during the day unless we used it during our 30-minute paid lunch break. And, there's times where it's like, okay, you feel as though you should be able to carry it around considering it might have an emergency or something like that, which I'm totally for. But in that aspect, I couldn't even have my phone on me when I worked, which was kind of nice, kind of got your head off something. You truly focused on your job and you never focused on, who was texting you, who was calling you. So I kind of liked that. It was different. But the main story that I want to tell that goes along with one of the things on the list was the, I guess, treating the aspects of performance towards your customers. So I guess this falls along like the customer service side. I've worked in customer service for 5 years now, 4 or 5 years. And I've truly learned a lot. Working in customer service is very special. You have to have very special, calm personality that, can be outgoing and also can be serious when times needed to be. So I worked at a grocery store for 3 years. And that was truly where I learned a lot. And you're like, wow, you worked at a grocery store and learned a lot? Yeah. The smallest jobs do count, I'm telling you. I met a lot of people. I loved the job. I loved scanning groceries every day. I know that sounds so fun, but anyways, one of the main reasons was poor performance. And I jumped department to department all the time. So, I was pretty much everywhere, anywhere they needed me. And sometimes being a full-time college student and working full-time was so hard. I mean, I'm still doing it and it's extremely hard. So there are nights you're like, okay, I'm over this and I want to go home. Everyone goes through that. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, I just want to go home. There was a night, I had already put my 2 weeks in. So, I had 2 weeks left. And I remember I was so exhausted and a customer had wanted something and I proceeded to decline what they needed, and it was a poor performance. The next day, of course, I got fired considering I didn't do my job. And I learned a lot from that. I mean, I was truly upset. I cried over a grocery store job, and everyone's probably like, oh my God, what the heck? No, I really cried. I was truly like, wow, I got fired. For once, I got fired. And it sucked. You kind of just feel like, wow, I really don't know, it's like, wow. So in this video, I think that the problems listed were very, 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 very clear. I mean, They are all social problems now. I feel like they will never go away, especially the way technology is working. I feel like it may get worse with jobs. You never know. You really never know. So, yeah, that's all.